Imagine a land stitched together from the ashes of empires and the ambitions of poets and partisans. A bold experiment in unity, sprawling, defiant, and impossible to tame. It was a country born of war, held together by charisma, and undone by ghosts it could never bury. Welcome to the Library of Lost Lands, where we delve into the stories of countries that once were, but are no longer with us. Meet the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia, a country that sprawled across the Balkan Peninsula from 1945 to 1992, uniting the South Slavs under one flag, one leader, and one fragile dream. With its capital in Belgrade, it was home to over 23 million people at its peak. Its flag was a horizontal tricolor of blue, white, and red, emblazoned with a red star, a revolutionary banner for a revolutionary state. Yugoslavia was famous for being one country, two alphabets, three religions, four languages, five nationalities, 6 republics, and 7 neighbors, a nation both united and divided from the moment it was conceived. Yugoslavia's story began long before its socialist incarnation. After World War I, the Kingdom of Serbs, Croats, and Slovenes was formed in 1918, renamed Yugoslavia in 1929. But the kingdom was plagued by ethnic tensions and royal authoritarianism. After Nazi occupation in World War II, Josip Broz Tito, a former locksmith turned resistance hero, led communist partisans to victory against both fascist occupiers and royalist rivals. In 1945, the monarchy was abolished and the Socialist Federal Republic of Yugoslavia was born, an anti-fascist, multi-ethnic federation built on Tito's charisma and sheer will. Yugoslavia was not just another Soviet satellite, it was a Cold War maverick. When Stalin tried to bring Yugoslavia under Moscow's thumb, Tito famously snapped back, "Stop sending people to kill me. If you don't stop, I will send one to Moscow, and I won't have to send a second." With that, Yugoslavia carved its own path, founding the non-aligned movement, balancing between East and West, accepting aid from both, and exporting Titoism as an alternative to Soviet orthodoxy. Internally, Yugoslavia was a model of creative socialism, market-oriented, open to the world, yet still centrally planned. Its citizens could travel freely to the West, unlike other countries behind the Iron Curtain in socialist Eastern Europe. And tourists could also easily visit Yugoslavia. During the Cold War, Yugoslavia stood apart as a uniquely open and captivating destination in Eastern Europe. Tourists could lounge on the sun-drenched beaches of the Adriatic, swimming in the same turquoise waters that lapped against medieval cities like Dubrovnik and Split, far from the grayness of other Eastern Bloc coastlines. Nude beaches catered to Western European tastes. Unlike in the Soviet sphere, visitors could drink Coca-Cola, shop for Levi's, dance to rock bands in Belgrade nightclubs, or watch Hollywood films without fear of state censure. Skiers flocked to Sarajevo's Olympic slopes, while pilgrims and history buffs marveled at Catholic cathedrals, Orthodox monasteries, Ottoman mosques, and Sephardic synagogues, all within a day's drive. Yugoslavia's rich multiculturalism was proudly visible, not hidden. Western-style hotels and casinos dotted Slovenia, and Tito's famous blue train offered luxury rail travel through a socialist dreamscape. It was a place where communism wore sunglasses, played guitar, and spoke to the world in many tongues. Yugoslavia thrived in its unorthodox, independent reputation and hosted international events from the Olympics to the non-aligned summit. Under Tito, it worked, somehow. But unity came at a cost. Yugoslavia was a patchwork of Catholics, Orthodox Christians, and Muslims, of Croats, Slovenes, Serbs, Bosniaks, Macedonians, and Montenegrins, each with distinct languages, memories, and wounds. Ethnic tensions simmered beneath Tito's iron hand, only pacified by his cult of personality and federal structure. As long as Tito lived, Yugoslavia lived, but he died in 1980, and the glue began to melt. By the late 1980s, economic stagnation, rising nationalism, and demands for autonomy began to pull the republics apart. Old hatreds resurfaced. Armed militias replaced fraternal slogans. The 1990s were a tragedy of Shakespearean scale. Slovenia and Croatia declared independence in 1991, triggering the first conflicts. Bosnia followed and descended into horror. The Yugoslav People's Army fractured along ethnic lines. Ethnic cleansing, genocide, and siege warfare erupted across the Balkans. Serbia, under Slobodan Milosevic, attempted to dominate what remained. Montenegro clung to the Union until 2006. What began as a federation of equals ended in blood, betrayal, and international tribunals. By 2003, even the name Yugoslavia was formally abandoned. The dream had died. But Yugoslavia's ghost lingers, in memory, in music, in melancholy. Its former republics are now 7 independent countries: Slovenia, Croatia, Bosnia and Herzegovina, Serbia, Montenegro, North Macedonia, and Kosovo, which is still partially unrecognized. Its languages were declared distinct, though people still understand each other. The food still tastes the same, the jokes still land, the scars remain. Some recall Tito with nostalgia for peace, stability, and international prestige. Others remember repression, surveillance, and centralized control, but all remember that they were once part of something bigger, something flawed but deeply human.
Check, check, check 1, check 2, check.
Yugoslavia was a country that shouldn't have worked, but did for a time under a man both feared and loved. It was a land of poets and partisans, where identity was both a badge and a battlefield. It died in war, but lived long enough to prove that unity among difference was possible, if only for a fleeting moment. Was Yugoslavia a failed experiment or a noble one, undone by forces no leader could contain? Tell us what you think in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell to explore more vanished nations, right here in the Library of Lost Lands.